Top 10 most poisonous animals on Earth. Out of numerous things animals can do, killing other animals or even people is an unusual thing they're good at. And one of the most shady, savage, and potent means of conveying the death blow is via poisonous chemical compounds. These 10 poisonous animals could easily lead full-grown humans into their demise. Before we go any further, please subscribe, like, and click on the notification bell to be notified when new videos manage to twist into existence. Without further ado, here are the top 10 animals that have nurtured the chemical warfare of poisons to their own advantage. These poisonous animals would surely kill you on a short span of time. But don't worry, we did the research so you could avoid them. The golden dart frog. Taking up residence in the thick forest of western Colombia, the dart frog produces enough fresh poison from its golden skin to slay not less than 20 humans. Quite unusual, isn't it? The result is quite unfathomable when this whole tiny amphibian is swallowed by an innocent predator, venturing in the deep and dark forest for survival. Only one lucky species of snake, Jellyfish epinephalis, has enough tolerance to survive this golden cutie's poison. But it can still be killed by immense doses. What's fascinating is that it obtains its potent venom by ingesting bugs, beetles, and ants. They may appear like a toy due to its small size and bright color, but it's lethally toxic. Pufferfish. Pufferfish is not all about cuteness. It's considered as the second most poisonous vertebrate on Earth. This fish can be found in all tropical seas. Its spikes and liver are potent enough to kill humans, as each of it contains deadly nerve toxin called tetrodotoxin. Be keen enough not to be touched by this type of fish, due to the fact that it's 1,200 times more lethal than cyanide. To be specific, venom of an individual pufferfish could kill up to 30 grown men. Being surrounded by this fish is dangerous enough. How much more if it's eaten? On the other hand, maybe you could visit Japan and try their dish called fugu. Don't get this wrong, it's still safe to be eaten as long as it's been prepared correctly. The hooded Piuhui. When we think of poison and toxicity, it always includes reptiles and amphibians such as snakes, frogs, and mollusks. Well, it can also be a type of bird. Most birds can be tamed, but this one is an exception. Native to New Guinea, the hooded Piuhui is one of the world's only toxic birds in the animal kingdom. Some of us don't often think of birds as poisonous, but nature always seems to find a way. It nurtures a neurotoxin called homobatrachotoxin, not just in its skin, but in its captivating feathers as well. Just like the golden dart frog, it only derives this poison from the unending consumption of beetles, ants, and the likes. It only causes slight numbness and quivering sensations in humans, but can be much more poisonous to smaller animals. Marbled cone snail. Whenever we think of snail, we picture out this small and slow-shelled gastropod, but this cone-shaped one didn't join this list to mess around. Also called as the geographic cone, marbled cone snail is indigenous to the reefs of Indo-Pacific and the most venomous of the 500 known cone snail species. And several human fatalities have been attributed to it. Its venom could cause mild symptoms that may include pain, inflammation, numbness, and tingling. High doses will lead to vision loss, respiratory failure, and muscle paralysis, and eventually, death. There is no anti-venom available to treat the victim. For this reason, the marbled cone snail is rated as one of the most dangerous animals in the world. Brazilian wandering spider. This spider is also called a banana spider. If you are an arachnophobe, there's both good and bad news about it. The good news is that this creepy animal doesn't directly inject venom that could automatically kill a person when it bites and rarely attacks humans. On the other hand, the bad news is that this spider produces a strong neurotoxin that incapacitates its victims or prey, and little by little, they could be feeling dead. Bad news or good news? You decide. Males bitten by this spider often go through painful erections. Inland taipan. Most snakes are poisonous, but the inland taipan is the worst. This small-scaled snake is lethal enough to bring you down on a short period of time. Native to Central East Australia, this amphibian is an extremely deadly opponent to deal with in the animal kingdom. Its single bite contains enough toxic to kill 100 full-grown people. You might see this snake somewhere and call it shy, but discerned that it plays no games. It's an animal mechanism to defend their territory. Luckily, the inland taipan doesn't really engage with humans as it's quite introverted, and even then, this snake can be handled easily by a professional snake handler. Death Stalker Scorpion. Scorpions are already known to be venomous, and this straw yellow one is indeed a death stalker. Don't be deceived by its delicate appearance. The death stalker scorpion has the potent poison of all. If bitten, venom can cause extreme pain, convulsions, paralysis, and even death due to heart and respiratory failure. If you're in dry desert areas in northern Africa and the Middle East, always look out for these stingers. Blue-ringed octopus. This tiny golf ball-sized octopus looks so harmless, but it's quite nearly the most venomous animal in the sea. Commonly found in tide pools and shallow rocky reefs of the western Pacific and Indian Oceans, this octopus is famous for having extremely potent venom that can be strong enough to kill a person. An average-sized blue-ringed octopus has enough toxins to kill 26 people at once. The venom can cause blindness, nausea, paralysis, and respiratory failure as well as death. There is currently no known anti-venom to treat a person who has been bitten. Always be careful if you're swimming together with this 8-legged fella. Box jellyfish. Some of us grew up watching SpongeBob and he catches jellyfish like they're not harmful. But we're fooled again. Jellyfish stings can be painful to humans, and the box jellyfish is the most dangerous of them all. Box jellyfish floats in the water surrounding Asia and Australia and is so transparent that it's nearly invisible if you're not looking for it. Tentacles of this jellyfish produces a toxin called nematocyst. Once it reaches the bloodstream, blood pressure increases. This can lead to heart attack and ultimately death. If you're an unlucky individual stung by this jellyfish, try soaking the wound site with vinegar for half an hour while on your way to the nearest hospital. Don't apply ice or heat. Jellyfish don't purposely attack humans. Most things occur when people accidentally touch them. Always be mindful that every time we step into the water, it's their privacy we are invading. There is no such thing as a jellyfish-infested waters, so always respect their territories if you're swimming. King Cobra. Cobras have a reputation for deadliness, and their king proved that rumor to be true. Typically found in the jungles of India and China, King Cobra is one of the most venomous snakes on the planet. It's recognizable by its wide head and able to spit toxin. The amount of neurotoxin in its venom delivered in a single bite is enough to kill 20 people or even an elephant. King Cobra venom affects the respiratory centers in the brain, causing respiratory arrest and cardiac failure, and can cause death within a very short time. Starting this very moment, cast your worries. Now, venture everything as you already know which animals should be avoided. Be sure to step aside when you feel like invading their natural habitats. Stay tuned as the next video is starting, but before the next video starts, allow us to make a little quote to inspire you. It's human nature to know things that surround us, but always try to educate yourself.